Welcome back to my channel, guys. For those of you who are new, I'm the marketing nomad. So today's video, I'm actually going to teach you how to use Wix. Now, for those of you who don't know, Wix is actually a free website platform that you can actually get started with. So I know that you guys are at home right now and you have quite a bit of free time. So I thought that I would actually teach you how to navigate through Wix. It's super simple. I especially hate coding, and I love this website because it is so simple to use. I know a lot of people say that it's really difficult to be creative on Wix, but I'm here to tell you that this website platform is super customizable, and it's so easy to actually get your creative juices pumping out. So let's get started on today's video. So Wix is actually free as long as you want it to be, but if you want to connect your domain or you want a professional account, then you need to obviously pay more for that. But it's free if you guys need it for your portfolios, or if you're a small startup that's starting out and you just want a website to kind of take off, don't really want your domain name, you don't really have the budget to figure out a website right now, I think that Wix is actually a really good option for you to get started out. And I also think that the payment plans are actually pretty cost effective and economical, I would say, because I've been using it for a year now and I absolutely love the plans. I think that they are super comprehensive and they give a lot of value for the money. So that's my opinion of Wix. I highly recommend it, even as a platform for you to use your website. So how I'm going to go about this video is that I'm just going to navigate through my website and I'll teach you guys a few tips and tricks along the way. If you actually type in wix.com, you log in, you give all your details, you get to this page. Now this is the dashboard, which means all the necessary information that you need is right here. Now, if you guys want to kind of get a professional email address, you have to put in your domain. So right over here, I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's an edit site option. So I'm going to click that. Let's go to the site where you guys can see how it looks, and I will navigate through it so that you guys can get yourselves familiarized with it. All right, let's wait for this to load. Okay, anytime now, Okay, so we start at the top of the page. That is, I put my logo in here. You have an option to put a logo, and all you have to do is go to this button over here that says add. Click that, add an image. You can upload your image, and then you can kind of move it wherever you'd like it. So I prefer my image to be, or my logo to be over here. Now, if you click on that, you actually can link it back to wherever you want. So for me, I've actually linked it back to my homepage. And the reason is this. Now, suppose someone's on another part of my website. I want them to be able to click my logo and then just get back to my homepage. So I've kind of linked it that way. There are a couple of things that you can do. You can do an animation. You can put in filters. You can crop it if you'd like. There are a bunch of other settings as well. What action do you want? Do you want it to open as a pop-up, or do you want it to be kind of magnified? So there are a bunch of things, and that's my logo over here, and it links to my homepage. Now, suppose you put out an image over there and it's not really fitting to the screen. All you have to do is just click this button, reset image, and it makes sure it fits in that space. So that's a tip that I do have for you. Now for me, I wanted a horizontal menu, so I put it in here. Now if you guys want to manage the settings on this, all you have to do is click the horizontal menu and click manage menu. So these are the pages that I do have. Now can you see that some of them are kind of black in color, the fonts, and some of them are gray. Now the gray ones are the ones that are hidden from the horizontal menu, and the ones that are in black are actually the ones that show up. So if you guys want to maybe unhide something, all you have to do is click this 3 button over here and you just click show. So that's one way to hide or unhide what you want to put in your horizontal menu. Now for me, I have this. This is my COVID-19 marketing guide for businesses. It's basically your email marketing strategy and your social media strategy for our current times. If you guys are interested, it's absolutely free. There's no obligations at all. And I basically tell you what's there in that. So that's basically my marketing guide. Now, how do you get this button over here? Now, again, we're gonna go to add, we are going to go to this option over here that says button. Now, there are a couple of them that will be themed depending on the theme that you choose. Now, just as a pro tip from me, I personally don't like to go for those themes just because I feel that they can be restrictive to my creativity. So I kind of usually go for blank space and then I kind of build my website around the blank space. But if you guys are comfortable or if you guys think that you can maximize your creativity with themes, then feel free to go there. If you guys are not confident about your website building, you can go with themes. But here's the thing about Wix though, you can't really go back to removing that theme. You have to recreate the whole site again, which is kind of a pain. So it's a good thing that I never started with a theme. So that's just a little pro tip. Be careful about which one you're choosing. So now there are a couple of text buttons over here that you can pick. For me, I have the shop option. So I have a couple of shop buttons over here. But you can also have icon buttons, like if you guys want people to message you, or you want maybe a gift voucher, or even say an email. You have all these icons that you can put across your website. Now, if you guys notice, I actually have a back to top button right over here. So I picked that up from here. So there are a couple of things. You even have options to just kind of hover on icon buttons and then it goes there. So this is something that you guys can use as well. I'm pretty sure I've used it at the bottom of my page. I've used a social bar for my social media. So let's go back to the home page for now and then we'll go through every section. Okay, so this is how my website looks, and all of these I actually designed them on Illustrator and kind of imported them as an image. What you can do is create the same on Canva. I have a couple of Canva tutorials that I've already shown you guys how to design stuff, so you guys can design stuff on Canva and kind of import it to here if you want to kind of customize it. So right off the bat, on my front part, I usually talk about myself, and I think that's a really good tip for your business or for yourself as well. Always make sure that when they land on your website, is that they know what you are or what your website's about and what they can expect from your entire website experience. So over here, I just talk a little bit about myself. Now, can you see these text boxes over here? If you guys want a text box, all you have to do is go again to the add and click the text option. You have either a heading that you want to add, or you can add, I don't know, you can add a paragraph if you'd like, and then there are different font sizes. So now suppose I click one of them and then it just lands up over here. Double click that to kind of get your text settings. Now your text settings are pretty important because you can actually customize it to your branding. So if you want New Times Roman, Times New Roman, I always mess that up, or you can go for bold. And if you want to change the color, you can do that as well. I'm going to go with brown for now. Now, this is to highlight it. This is if you want to add links inside your website. You want to change your alignment. You want to add bullets. You want to indent it. Or you want to just change the text directions. Now, there are effects as well. If you want to kind of, this is kind of like word art on Microsoft Word. If you guys have ever played around with that, this kind of does that. It adds shadows. It adds a double layer, those kind of fun stuff. Also, you have character spacing, which means if you want to see, can you see that? It actually makes it bigger. So if that's your style, I've seen a couple of websites that actually follow this style of writing, which is super cool, and it kind of gives that edgy look to your website as well. So that works really well. If you want your line spacing, you want to customize it, you want to kind of make it longer, you want to kind of make it really narrow. That was the text box. I'm just going to click delete to delete it. Now I also put a button over here. You guys can customize the button. Let me show you guys a little trick that I do with buttons. Now, just so that I can kind of add some sort of colors to my buttons, I usually make it change color when someone hovers over it. So can you see that changes color when someone hovers over it? So I'm going to teach you guys how to do that as well. So you're going to click the button. I showed you how to get the button. Now, all you have to do is click design, customize the design, and go to this option that says hover. So when people are hovering on that, make sure that you change it to color, that contrast, just so that it adds a little bit of a fun element to your entire website. So that's that. I told you guys how to get this. I usually have a subscriber form right off the bat. The first thing that people see, I want them to be able to give me their contact information. I don't want them to be thinking too much about this. I keep it extremely simple, which is another pro tip that I do have for you. When you are putting forms on your page, the lesser, the better. Make sure that you are not giving them time to rethink their decision to give you their information. So I just keep it as full name and email. And then there's terms and conditions. Now, if you want to change the form, you want to add a new field, there's an option right here. And if you want to change the design of the form, you want to change the background, you want to change each of these font sizes as well. Anything and everything is customizable. Now, again, I have this that I got from Illustrator, but I wanted to make sure that it was kind of set with my branding. So I decided to get buttons like this. So if you guys notice, all my buttons are more or less the same. So I have a bunch of stuff that I can help businesses with, and that's the next thing that I would actually tell you guys to do is first, talk about yourself. Second would be to get contact information of whoever's on your website. And the third thing that you really need to put on your homepage, links to your portfolio, links to your services. I have a bit where it says top 5 reasons why you should hire me, which is basically what businesses are looking for when they're looking for freelancers. They need to understand why they should pick you as a particular freelancer. You can talk about why people should choose your business, or what's so awesome about your business, or what's so awesome about your portfolio or you as a person if you are into personal branding. So again, I have learned more about my services. If you guys notice, I have a lot of buttons, and the reason is this: at every stage, I am trying to grab someone's attention, whether it's here, or it's here, or it's any one of these, or it's even any one of these. Now basically this and all these 3 lead to the same page, but I want to make sure that even if someone's over here, I don't want them to scroll all the way up just to kind of go to my services. So I want to make things as comfortable for them, and I want to make sure that I'm not giving them time to rethink their decision of staying on my website. So that's a pro tip that I do have for you. A little bit more about myself. I talk about YouTube and how I'm a YouTuber as well. It basically helps businesses kind of understand me better as a person. Again, I say check out my other videos. If you actually click this button, it goes to my YouTube page as well. So I have a couple of ways to get to my YouTube, which is another thing that I do want to tell you guys. Try to put icons that support your services maybe, so that people have an option of clicking them, especially if they're colorful. People have a tendency to click them as well. So that was that. Then just a little bit more of showing my personality. This is how I talk, if you guys know. So I just wanted to put my personality out there, and then there was more cool stuff. So this, I talk about my Instagram, how I have daily tips on my Instagram page. So I also do have my Instagram feed over here, which is super, super simple to kind of customize. All you have to do is just click the settings. You can add your Instagram feed. You can even change the layout, whether you want it sliders, or I prefer the grid just because it looks like Instagram and it kind of looks nice. You can even change your layout, as in how many images you want, how many rows, what's the spacing. You can even change your settings and other stuff as well that you can change, which I personally have not done. I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, but you guys can do that as well. Okay, so now we have the back to the top button that I talked about. And then I also have a back to the top button over here just in case. I have a couple of my social media links over here, which I highly recommend that you guys should put, just because you never know whether someone's interested in knowing more about you and they would be happy to click that. If you don't give them an opportunity to get to know you better, they might actually not move further with your business or with you. So I highly recommend using these social media icons. So that is my homepage for you guys. I hope you learned quite a bit. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any questions. I would be so happy to answer them. For those of you who really liked this video, feel free to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because this is where all the fun marketing happens. I hope you guys are keeping super safe during a time like this and that you guys are staying home. I will see you guys in exactly a few days. Bye-bye.